So stupid.
Yes, we are.
Okay,
We caught it.
cool.
We just caught Liv going. Liv going
No!
That's okay. We're just all excited. We're excited to be here. There's nothing wrong with that.
I
No,
love it.
it's like it's a universal thing on UTT that Guilty and I are always caught doing something stupid at the very beginning. Like Guilty
It might
was
just be a
once caught
curse. It might just be a thing.
mid-makeup. Is it
Or
a
a blessing.
curse? I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like at least for us, it's a blessing. I don't know about for Liv.
We'll see.
Oh,
Hi,
yeah.
everyone. I'm going to let Drac introduce a little bit about this game, and then I will launch into our first session of this two-shot, maybe more. I don't know. Look, I'm hyped.
Okay, yeah. Hey everyone. Thank you for coming. I've seen a lot of people in chat. This is gonna be part one of a two-shot we're playing of a little TTRPG system that's still in the works. So just in advance, be patient with anything that we don't understand or isn't really clear in the rules. But we're going to be playtesting it. It's made by Match Play Games, and it's called Legends, the superhero role-playing game. And this is all going to be part of our charity event, which we've been doing for this month anyway, so I think you might know this. Well, we even got the Legends cast in chat. Hey, that's the people who made it. Yeah. Hey, guys.
We're learning. We're excited.
Yeah, and we're using this to as a part of our event to raise money for the Philippines, specifically ABS-CBN Foundation International, because over the past couple of months they've been hit by quite a lot of typhoons. One of them being the biggest ever reached landfall in recorded history. So having to deal with that and a pandemic is pretty hard. We're barely handling the pandemic on its own, so having to handle natural disasters as well as that, it could take a lot of help. So we want to do what we can to help, and I guess be little superheroes of our own in that regard. So yeah, I think if you put !charity in chat, you actually get a link to where you can donate. So please donate. I completely forgot to make incentives. So like, I'll check if you donate. I'll see what we can do. Maybe $5 for an advantage, and I'll figure out something else along the way as we play.
We actually do have major and minor advantages in this system. So if you want to do like different tiers, I guess.
Yeah, I'll do that then. Yeah, $5 for a minor advantage, $10 for major, and you can just hand it to whoever you want. Just in the message that when you donate, just put in the message you want to give it to, and we'll make that happen. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm very excited. I don't know if you can tell. I think everyone else is excited, especially Liv. I don't know if you could tell that from the beginning.
You know, I really am just here to cash in a paycheck, get my hours.
Yeah,
I'm not excited whatsoever, not at all.
I actually have to drag Liv into this. Like, it's just like, I don't really want to be here, but...
Look, I don't think you had to drag any of us to this game.
No, not
Drac
at all.
said superheroes, and we all said, heck yes. So, hi, I am Renee Rhodes. I will be your storyteller for this two-shot. We'll go around and quickly introduce everyone else and the characters we're playing today. As Drac said, we are playtesting this game. So each of us has read over the rules and created our characters, but we are still learning. So please bear with us if we need to entertain you while I look through our PDF for clarification on something, and we'll try to talk a little bit about the game as we go. Thank you so much for being here. And Drac, who are you going to be playing today?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I need to introduce myself. I'm Drac. I'm going to be playing. I'm going to be playing Emeka. Emeka Igweze is his actual name, his full name, but he goes by Ikenga, which is named after the Igbo, not gods, but like belief in personal endurance and strength. My power set is basically super. Should I go into power set or should I keep that?
Let's do power set as part of the story, shall we?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And Jess.
Me, right as I mute my mic.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm
No,
just
no,
going
no.
in order on the screen.
That makes sense. Hey everyone, I'm Jess. I go by Burst of Hope on Twitter. Today I am playing Soo-young Kim. Because it's Korean, we do Kim Soo-young. But so normal name is Soo-young. Superhero name is Spur because I spur on my friends. I'm super excited to be here. Like Renee said, Drac said supers, and I was like, yes. Yes. When? So, thank you for having me.
Next up, Liv.
Hi. Oh, wait, I think my thing. Okay, there we go. I'm back on. Hi, I'm Liv. I am going to be playing Alessia Fuertes. Because Jess and I said Drac and I said y'all gonna get this representation. So I'm playing Alessia Fuertes. She goes by the hero name Inertia because I'm a science nerd. So there's your hint. And yeah, super duper excited.
Nice. All right. And lastly, but not leastly, Isa.
Hello, I'm Izza, and I'm going to be playing Layla. I love how we've all gone for like culturally significant names for ourselves. That's great. We love that representation. Her superhero name is Wraith, and she actually sort of maybe identifies with the superhero name a bit more than her actual name, but we'll see. And yeah, I guess until we get to powers, that's all I want to say about her. I apologize that the overlay says my name is Spur. That is, I am not a clone of Spur.
Yeah.
We can just like canonically, we're like, Wraith is so intense in the do not perceive me vibes.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Also,
that's the one
think-
hint. Wraith does not wish to be perceived by anyone ever.
It could also be that like Wraith is also just a big Spur stan. Like Wraith and Alessia are always just like, man, is Soo-young gonna notice me today?
And here's the thing,
When will Senpai
I
notice?
stan all of these characters. I've had the great joy of being there in chat. I'm very excited to introduce you to all of them. So without further ado, let's hop into the game.
Oh yeah.
It is early August. The sun and the warm weather is at its peak, and a new team has recently hit the scene. These supers graduated from the academy several months ago now and have started making a name for themselves. And as we move into early August, their very first merchandise branded in their name has started appearing on the shelves. These heroes have backpacks, t-shirts, lunch boxes, ready for all of the kids to go to school with their new favorite superhero, Spur, or Wraith, Inertia, or Ikenga. They are so excited, and we pan to a small family, 2 women and their young child, who has their face pressed to the glass, looking at a lunchbox, and looks up at their moms and says, "Can I get it? Can I get it, please? Can we get it? It has Ikenga on it, please?" And they're like, "Well, yes, yeah, you know, that last year's team is, well, it's time for new names, new stories." And so they do purchase for their young child several of these new products. The city is buzzing with hype. These heroes are appearing in the news every day. Even if they haven't recently accomplished a big job, there's something to be said about them. Where was Wraith on social media her entire life? Why are we only uncovering their presence now? Things like that, as the gossip columns and the newspapers get invested in the team, as invested as society has become since their graduation only a few months ago. Drac, I'd like to start with you and ask, when you were in the academy, who was the first person on your future team that you interacted with?
Ooh, I think it was is it Alicia?
So it's Alessia, like Alex.
Alessia.
but-
Alessia.
Yeah.
I think it would be Alessia.
That
Yeah.
makes
Alright.
sense.
What
Yeah.
class was this in? When did you encounter Alessia? Was it in the hallway? Was it in a classroom?
Because I think we agree. I think Emeka
Like
and
we were
Alessia actually,
kind of childhood friends.
yeah,
like,
we knew each other even before the academy.
yeah.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So did you all arrive together? How did this scene go down?
I feel like maybe we arrived together, but we were in different homerooms.
Yeah.
Like,
It was-
yeah.
Like Emeka was like, "Oh no, wait, can I like sneak in? Like, do I?"
like, we'll see each other at lunch. It's fine. Maybe we'll do training together.
Hey, but everyone in my home is kind of boring.
The two
Well,
of you reach this campus, and you've been delivered your syllabi in like an email, a very cryptic email that was deleted as soon as you downloaded it to your device. And so it does say, where your homeroom will be. You've discovered that you won't be in the same classes, but as you both arrive together, the gate is immensely tall. The expectation is no one should be able to climb it. There are a few heroes who could, say, leap it in a single bound. The gate around it, or the fence surrounding the gate as well, is equally tall and just slick all the way down. And the gates, as soon as you arrive, as if they were expecting you, creak open wide, allowing you entry into this grand, mysterious academy.
Whoa. Okay, it's pretty cool in person.
yeah, it's like Mom told me about it, right? But like, I did not expect this at all. This is crazy. I bet I could
You-
probably fly over that faster than you could, though.
Absolutely not. No, I could
Okay,
definitely
yeah,
fly.
sure, yeah.
No, I could definitely fly fast. No, I think I could beat you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay then. Is
Yeah,
this a
we'll see.
challenge?
Yeah.
Are you challenging me? I'll
And
do it. Let's go.
Alessia kind of like does that thing where you like swing on your backpack and like kicking her feet out, she walks ahead, just like, yeah, sure,
No,
Mecca, whatever.
Is this a challenge?
Do
Like,
you,
it's a
do you
chase master.
actually
Like, is
race?
this a challenge?
Is this our first contest? Do you race to the
Oh.
door of the academy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Because yeah, no, Alessia definitely like does a little walk and then trying to like trick him up, and at the very last minute, she
Oh,
enacts
wow.
one of her powers.
Oh my goodness. Please describe your power for us.
So Alessia is going to trigger her grav flight ability. And like, you all ever seen like heat waves, like the kind of like miragey kind of heat wave vibe? So when she uses her gravity powers, that's essentially what happens. But instead of it being just like a weird mishmash, there's almost like an electric blue sort of haze to it.
Wow.
And as she does that, like that haze kind of like kicks off at her feet, and she jumps off, but no gravity. So she basically springs and starts like propelling herself over the very, very tall gate.
Ooh.
I did not grab dice. I can go grab dice really quick.
Oh,
I just
yes,
realized.
please go grab dice, and we'll let Drac describe a little bit about Emeka and how they approach this challenge.
I think the moment he sees Alessia start like leaving the ground, he's like, "Oh, that's cheating! That's cheating!" Like, starts hopping on one foot, trying to get one of his shoes off. He gets that off, and then pulls a sock off, and then hops on the other one and pulls up his other shoe and his other sock, and then and he's just standing there barefooted now. And he's like, my mom will kill me if I burn these pairs of shoes as well. And you just see like smoke coming off from his feet, and then just suddenly just a burst of just heat and just fire erupts from his feet, and he just launches himself upwards. And that's happening, horns start to grow out from his head, and his eyes kind of darken a little bit, and you just see all over his body glowing runes kind of appear on him as he activates his ability, his powers. And
This is so cool.
no, go on.
My goodness.
Yes, we love a cosplay moment. Yes,
Let's go. And yeah, and when he does, everything kind of transforms by him. His look and his like everything kind of changes. So
It starts something like this.
Whoa.
He's sort of like, unless you're cheating, you didn't count down first, okay?
All right, so the two of you are
Um,
clearly using your powers, your abilities. This will be a speed contest. So for that, you're going to roll a d20, and then add your speed score. The max score for anything, I believe, is 30. So you could potentially get up to 50 on this roll. And basically, since this is a contest between the two of you, whoever rolls higher wins this little race.
Let's see. So is there a D20 roll you said?
D20, yes.
Okay. What do I add to it?
Your speed bonus.
score.
My speed score. Okay. I have that
Let me,
somewhere.
not the calculator.
Yes,
Oh, get
yeah,
wrecked.
You.
Get absolutely wrecked.
I didn't. Okay. Well, I mean, I didn't roll great.
I mean, I'm assuming.
All right, Liv, what did
I'm
you roll for
assuming.
Alessia?
I have
I'll-
I got a 19, but I add 14, so I got 33 in total.
Okay. And Drac, can you possibly compete?
I mean, no. I mean, even if I rolled a nat 20, I wouldn't be able to compete with that.
She's a fast girl. It's all that gravity.
Yes, and also Emeka had to
Yeah.
pull off his shoes first, and I think that lost him a little bit of time.
That
So
too.
Alessia, how do you react to your win and wait for Emeka to catch up with you?
So Alessia like bounds over, and I don't know if they have a uniform, but she definitely wears like skirts and stuff like that. So oh no, is everything okay? Oh yeah, okay. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, so she bounds over and then lessens her gravity and like Mary Poppin floats down, like pushing her skirt down, just like and just waits on the other side.
Nice.
Oh, good. And meanwhile,
This path is quite a bit of a stretch, all leading up to this large building, which is just as slick as the fence wall surrounding this academy. The doors are very large, almost as large as the gate, and like surely showy. And there don't seem to be any windows. Everything is just sheer metal. Alessia is standing at the base of these large doors, these large double doors.
he kind of just stumbles in like with his shoes and socks like in a bundle. He holds them in his arms like, okay, no, that was not fair. You didn't give me a chance to like actually get ready and catch up. That was clearly cheating. I could have beaten you. Like if I had my shoes off already, I could have beaten you.
Alessia like pats his shoulder and just, I'm sure you'll do better in class. At least I didn't embarrass you in front of everybody.
At that moment, a section of these large double doors opens. The doors in their entirety do not. Just a smaller door, human sized, opens up. Though you do get the impression that the doors could open at any level depending on who needs to come through them. And they do open to a very vast, very tall hallway. And you do have to refer to the maps on your devices in your syllabi in order to split up for the first time and find your homeroom classes. Jess, who does Soo Young interact with first in the academy?
I believe Soo Young's a grade older than Emeka and Alessia, so I'm guessing it might be Wraith.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Did the two of you have a class together?
Oh, no. No, the first time I met Wraith was absolutely in one of the quieter hallways, just past the atrium, around the corner. I'm guessing Wraith has a spot,
Oh yeah.
just a special corner, and just like a couple days go by, and I finally give up. I can't ignore it anymore, and I just walk up to the corner, and I'm like, "Is this your favorite spot?"
Why are you talking to me?
Be-
What are you doing
because
here?
you're always here when I'm like right here on the dot every time. Like this is your. Or do you center yourself here? What are you doing here? Did you find a secret about the powers in the building?
I just like it when things are quiet.
Oh, okay. So it's the quiet corner.
Yes, well, it's the furthest away from all the classrooms that currently have lessons in them, according to the
Do you
schedule.
always go to this corner between classes? Wouldn't that be a lot? That doesn't sound inefficient.
Well, I just walk through all the empty classrooms, and she just kind of like puts her hand out and sticks it through the wall, and it phases through the wall.
Bitch. That's a good one. I like this one. Oh, I see why you're here. That's great. Fantastic. How are we going to work with this? What are we doing?
What do you
I will
mean?
transfer classes to share a class with you.
She just looks extremely taken aback. It's like, wait, are
sorry.
you serious?
I mean, dead ass serious. Yeah. Do I look like a person that jokes?
Well, only one other person in this whole place talks to me, but we're not in the same class very often, so I just...
I mean, you are pretty damn cool looking. Come on now. If you know what? I've been told I've been a little extra, but I just get so excited when I see things. So I don't have to transfer classes, but I mean, maybe. Do you have a favorite class?
Do you have a favorite class?
I'm trying to think what the classes would be right now.
yeah, absolutely.
Just like, I enjoy the training classes where we get to actually do things. I don't much like the sitting around listening to one person talk classes very much.
Yeah, the lectures are, we'll say usefully boring. So practical training, are you in the 101B class?
No, C.
Okay. Well, my older cousin might be one of the counselors here, so I'll just like bell it like, hey, from A to C, please. If you want that, I would love to see your powers more often.
Sure. So does this mean that we're
giving off those-
friends?
Yes,
Hey.
only if you'll have me as your friend.
Hey, that is like the most pickup line. Hey, you're real cute. What's your pronouns? What are your abilities?
What's your superpowers?
Damn, Ma, you dummy thick. What's your power set?
No, I mean, there was a good energy there. And then I realized, I'm like, whoa, slow the rolls here. Okay, so friends, if you want to be friends, 100% want to be best friends. Need more
best
cool
friends.
people.
I've never had one of those before. I mean, I've never really had many friends before, so.
Do you want a best friend?
I mean, I suppose so. That's the thing people want, right?
You don't have to want it. We'll just start at level 0 and see how we level up the powers, okay? It's fine. Power of friendship is not something to be rushed.
Coincidentally, for our audience, level 0 is also where you start in Legends of Superior role-playing game. So Wraith, you are at one of your practical training courses. Now, this course specifically is about lessening damage done to surrounding buildings in any given mission, as well as making sure to protect and preserve civilian life. So these are basically, training courses, obstacle courses, kinds of things, where the goal is to accomplish your mission, but cause as little destruction or damage or pain as possible. And sure enough, as you are getting ready to run this course with several of the other classmates, Spur bounds up next to you.
Ah, hello again.
What's up? I don't feel like have you ran through the course yet? Because you don't seem like a damagey, like bust building situation, so you don't have to minimize your problems here, right?
No, I think this will probably be quite easy for me.
Oh, well, maybe I might need some help because, and then you see Su Young like do a pleh pleh, like a shuffle with their feet, like a little aggressive moon dancing, whatever. And then you just see little sparks, little energy blasts, little mini explosions like pop rocks. And I'm just like, I tend to be a little energetic sometimes. Ooh, ooh. That's a friendship sarcasm. I like this snark. Ding, points. Got it. Okay. But let's go. Let's run the course, right? Rescue the people, but don't hurt more people. Try to minimize damage because building insurance is apparently a thing. Ugh.
Well, yes, it's like what I did before. You just leave a minimal impact on the place you were in,
Impact.
so that no one knows you were there.
True, but as a superhero, you kind of want to be noticed at some point or another for your badass details, and you are, my friend, badass. So let's do this. Let's freaking go. Do you want to go for speed? Do you want to you've got the delicacy down, you've got the subtlety, the sneaky, but how fast do you want to go?
How do you both want to go through this course? Everyone runs through it at the same time, I will say. So it is pretty chaotic. The class that you're in now has 11 people, newly 11 since Su Young has just transferred in, and it was 10 before. So the way it's graded is a little bit mysterious, but it is specifically how you make it through the course, accomplishing the objective that they have given you. And currently, the objective is to save several hostages that are being kept below a building in the center of the course. And so you may go about it however you want, but try not to destroy anything.
Thick. Okay, center, right? So we need to ASAP run there. But do you want to go from above or down below? Since you can kind of pop in either way. Because
I can just. How are you going to get there without completely destroying the course?
If I think really hard, I don't have to exude the energy physically, just emotionally, right?
Yes, I can tell.
It's fine. I'm really fast. I'm kind of a tank. I love parkour, so pew pew pew, right? We can go through the alleys. We can go through the buildings, no problem. I just need to know if I'm climbing or just because we gotta assess it. If there's hostages, we can't just unfortunately be like, boom, bitches, hello, I'm here. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, right? We gotta.
No, we're supposed to. I love Spurs so much already.
Oh god, I
it
adore
will not
Spurs, my
reflect
entire
well
heart.
in your grades if you beat the shit out of the hostages. Yeah, that is a pretty fast F.
I meant if they're hostages, there's villains keeping them
Right,
hostage, right?
Yes.
Well, I was planning to simply drop in, grab the hostages, and move them out of the room without engaging.
Yes, but wouldn't they notice the hostages being removed? Even
Yes,
if they
but then they'd be gone before they'd be gone.
Okay.
You all hear the
I
sound
will
of
distract
buzzer
them.
signaling that this mission has begun.
Okay,
What is your
okay.
first move?
I'm assuming we don't actually know where the hostages are. We just know they're in the center of the obstacle course.
Right.
Cool. I don't remember how powerful my emotional manipulation is or my willpower. But I feel like between the two, I am very good, I do know, at resonating with emotions. So if there are hostages, even if they're pretend, they should be pretend being afraid. So I should be detecting their emotions and running straight towards those.
Very nice. Okay. So you can use your abilities here. Would you say this is intelligence or senses? I feel like it could be both because intelligence tends to use power sets and abilities. But senses may lean more into your emotional manipulation slash.
I believe it's a senses thing. So
All right, let's roll for that then.
17 base, 13 senses. That's 30
Nice.
to find the hostages.
Nice.
Vibrating with intensity.
Oh, yes. And so if you sense the general direction that the hostages are in, what do you do next?
I'm running first, and then over my shoulder, I'm like, okay, I will be the distraction. You just follow me. We're going to the hostages.
Okay. And then you would see Wraith just like it completely enshroud in this like dark blue purple mist almost, and then she just disappears.
Damn, I missed it.
Nice.
But she is following Spurs.
Okay, so you're choosing to follow. Is there anything you do along the way, or do you wait until you get there?
So Wraith's idea is pretty much she turns invisible, she goes in, she grabs the hostages without even telling them what she's doing and just phases them all through the wall.
Right, okay.
She is purely just like, this is the practical thing to do. This makes sense. It will get them out quickly. She is not thinking about any other repercussions this may have.
No bedside manners whatsoever.
Nothing.
All right. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to ask Sue Young to roll a speed contest as well to see how quickly you get there. And based on your senses, as you get closer, you are able to more narrowly hone in. So it's like you start going the wrong direction, kind of, but you realize, okay, I'm on the edge of this area, and you're able to kind of adapt your position a little bit like a compass and start to hone
Doppler
in.
radar.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Exactly where these hostages are. Now, fear is a little bit strong of a word for what you're getting. You do get some boredom out of them. You do get some frustration. But you do also get those who are very into their acting and are quaking in fear. So you notice that as you get closer. Rayla. That's my cat's name. Sorry. Wraith and Layla make my cat's name.
Oh, that's great.
That's cute though.
Wraith, you are following Soo Young, and as they seem to narrow in on the location where the hostages are, you are able to take advantage, to take stock of your surroundings and the situation. I think that to use your abilities in this kind of contest, it's likely going to be intelligence.
Okay.
This is kind of, as far as I understand, the kind of catch-all for what you're using your abilities maybe.
Okay. Yeah. I rolled 15 and my intelligence is 15, so 30.
Okay, yeah. So Soo Young has just arrived. They are, looking around and also taking stock of the situation. Wraith, can you describe what it looks like as you phase into the room to...
Well, she's currently still invisible.
Yes, yeah.
And so I guess...
does anything change, or does the phasing have...
If someone were looking specifically for that or happened to catch it at the right time, they might see that just like these little wisps of this like blue and purple mist just kind of like appear momentarily and then vanish. But yeah, Wraith just kind of like slinks into the room around Spur, moves straight towards the hostage that is sort of like the least visible to the person holding them hostage, and just grabs the person, puts a hand over their mouth, and then moves them towards the wall and just phases them through it.
Right, so here's the question. Okay, no, wait. Su Young, you see a hostage pop out of the wall. Just looking very confused.
And there is this sort of mist around them as they phase through. Like,
what in the world? They catch their breath. They're clearly breathing. They're looking behind them, and there is just a solid wall there. And so, you think you've seen it all, and you haven't seen it all. And they just kind of like stick their hands in their pockets and wait for Wraith to reappear. Wraith, what are you doing as you have now shoved them through the wall?
are there any other hostages, or is it just the one person?
Yeah, there's one hostage per person in this class.
Oh, okay. Have we been told that we're only supposed to rescue one person, or have we been told like you just rescue hostages?
The general assumption is that you will rescue the hostage that you are responsible for, but there aren't any specific rules against teaming up and working together to collectively rescue your hostages.
Okay, yeah, so she grabs another one, same thing, puts a hand over their mouth, shoves them through the wall, but this time comes through with them and just like reappears in this like shroud of mist, looks at Spur and says, I got one for you as well.
Yes, you did. Okay, do you just want to keep going until they notice us? Like, we're supposed, like, if we're heroes, we're rescuing all or nothing, right?
I mean, I could just go back and get the other ones, but then there wouldn't be any for the other people in the class, I suppose.
And you do see your teammates starting to arrive not teammates, classmates. Let's be clear. Your classmates are starting to arrive at this point. You clearly left them in the dust at the first bell, but now they're starting to arrive and to face this problem on their own as well. But you do hear some vocal jealousy from one of them nearby. Oh man, they already got their hostage? How on earth did they get here so fast?
There is a slightly competitive, maybe a bit of a bully streak inside of Too Young, and thinks real hard. I'm like, it'd be so easy for me and Wraith to collab and grab a couple more of these and prove how heroic we are. They're coming. Fine. Okay, I will offer them help. I will give them encouraging compliments and make sure they're okay and try to make sure. I'm not going to go back to the base until all of the heroes get their hostages. That's my compromise.
Yeah, okay. I think that it does take some time. But Su Young, this is your first time in this class specifically, so these heroes are new to you. You may have encountered their skill sets just in the hallway or in some other lectured classes before, but eventually they all do rescue their heroes with, some have to break a lock, which does lower their point score a little bit, but you and Wraith both passed this test with A's for your first team up and your first real show of friendship. Later on, as you continue through these training courses and, the more boring lectures about how to use your power sets safely, you start to be grouped into what the Academy assumes you'll be working with. Now, some people who attend the Academy don't go on to be heroes. Anyone with powers must come to the Academy. That's generally considered law, because anyone who manifests abilities could have the ability to hurt others or to cause destruction. So classes are mandated, but not everyone aspires to be a hero. In fact, one of the people that you were cheering on in Class C, Su Young, just wants to be a baker. That's all they want to do.
Valid.
But one day, they manifested the ability to create small explosions and realized that they needed to learn to control that if they were ever going to get anywhere with cooking and baking without getting flour and ingredients all over the kitchen. And this is again mandated. The expectation of society and governments in general across the world is that powers are embraced but potentially dangerous. So these academies have been instituted as ways for people to learn how to manage them, to learn about themselves, to learn about their abilities, and to decide what their pursuits are going to be. As heroes really start to emerge, they are pushed together in groups throughout these years. So the longer you're there, the more it kind of narrows down. For instance, you see the baker graduate much sooner than the rest of you. And sure enough, they go on to open a little bakery. That's how some of your classmates are. They're passing. But some of your classmates are also destined to be heroes, are destined to use their powers to fight evil and to save the world. So it is with Emika and Alessia, who over time are grouped with the two of you in a core team. Graduation is months away as you begin running through these practice trials together. The expectation is that you learn how to use your powers together, how to bounce off of each other's abilities and accomplish tasks, missions, and goals presented to you by the Academy. There are some small workshops that you attend, though the lectures are a thing of the past at this point. These workshops are a little bit more personal and involve more hands-on abilities, things like diffusing bombs, things like working together for photo shoots. It seems strange given how you started out here, but this is just the expectation of a hero. How to look, how to play the part, how to do everything that this somewhat grueling job asks of you. And come graduation, the four of you are presented on stage, streamed to the world as a new superhero team trained at the Academy. Across the world, crowds cheer. Drac, can you explain how Emika looks in this first presentation? How he would appear on lunchboxes and beanies?
Ooh. I mean, he has the horns.
He has
kinda
the
has
horns.
to, yeah. You know,
Mhm.
the horns.
You like you sell beanies and hats that have horns coming out of it.
Horns coming out of it, and they have the runes around like the part that folds up.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. So yeah, he's got the
are
horns.
the horns seem to appear when you use
And
your
activate.
abilities.
Yeah.
Can they also be a somewhat permanent fixture?
I mean, he can like maintain it. So he's like he can maintain constantly using his powers. I think it's just exhausting, and also just for personal reasons, he just doesn't like to do that.
Right. So for the
yeah.
photo opportunity today, yes, maybe, but not necessarily on a regular basis out doing jobs. Now, what does your outfit look like? We all
Ooh.
want to know, what are they wearing?
I
Week,
mean,
fashion week.
when he's when he's out heroing, he's barefooted, first of all. He doesn't wear shoes. And I'd say it's like he doesn't really care for fashion, so he's not exactly fashion forward. But it's probably like a fairly loose kind of almost jumpsuit that he wears. Probably the most fire retardant thing you can get. Doesn't often last anyway, despite the fact that it is fire retardant. But it's probably like bright orange, and he always rolls the
Nice.
sleeves up, and every so often he'd even like when he gets really hyped up and fired up, I think he probably heats up like physically too much, so he has to kind of unzip and like so sometimes he's just walking around and just topless with
Let
his,
some of the heat out.
yeah, to let some of it out. Yeah.
Nice. And I'm assuming that he regularly goes barefoot.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I think
that
every so
he
often he'll
would
come
not
with
have
like
to
flip flops
burn any
instead.
shoes.
But
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So he can kick those off real quick. But
Nice.
yeah.
You're running. Oh, real fast.
Yeah.
I'm imagining
very
like the little
nice.
hot feet in Hades.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, nice.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Soo Young, what is Spur's graduation outfit, and how do they present as in their first reveal to the world as Spur?
Cool. Okay. I'm going to say, if any of you played Mirror's Edge, then main character of Mirror's Edge. So it's going to be fairly simplistic for a superhero, but that's basically what Young's powers are. So tech wear. Tech wear is all this sleek, usually black, practical, tactical, but cool gear. So like I've got black pants that are form-fitting but loose enough to run around in, rolled up at the ankles for reasons. I've got very efficient runner shoes that are bright red. They're especially designed for me and my little explodey energies. And I've got like probably a sleeveless form fitting like a tank, and then just belts, cross belts over the tank, kind of like suspenders but across, pockets where I need them. I'm a happy bean,
Yeah.
and I'm just like dancing across the stage.
There are absolutely posters available in every Walmart of Spur just kind of like kicking back and looking cool against the side of the poster with like their red running shoes kicked out a little bit. And that vibe that the photographer was able to capture was that bursting energy, and yet also cool, suave, nice, kind of the personality that Spur exudes. They've got that cool vibe of the team. Layla, how does Wraith look today on graduation day?
So for her sort of superhero outfit, she's wearing this like dark suit that covers pretty much her entire body. So there's like gloves, boots, everything very practical, with these sort of like deep blue and purple layered robes over the top, with like sashes tied over. And then she would have been very insistent that her face not be shown. So she also wears a color matching headscarf like wrapped around her head, and that also kind of like drapes around her shoulders, that in this sort of very stylized cartoony world would enshroud her face in shadow, just leaving her purple eyes like gleaming out from the darkness.
Very nice, absolutely. And that's definitely possible without having to use your power set at all. It's
Yeah.
amazing what makeup and camera angles can accomplish. And what is her kind of vibe? How is she feeling being surrounded by all of these cameras? I mean, you've had to do photo shoots for classes. That's how they got some of the promotional images for these posters and this merch. But this is the first time really being presented in front of a crowd with many eyes watching you.
Yeah. Oh, it's very obvious that she is deeply uncomfortable and only doing it because she's been told that this is like the thing you have to do if you want to be a superhero. Like everyone does it, so she's just going along with it, but she is not happy about it whatsoever. And she's just kind of like just doing like the most stiff, awkward poses, and then they'll be like, "Oh no, Layla, change it," and she'll just kind of just put her hands down from being folded and just kind of stand there.
And
Would
I
you-
imagine Wraith is just like a few steps behind everyone else, and they
Yeah.
keep trying to encourage her to step
Yeah.
forward
Oh, yeah,
and
you know
come
when
like
there's,
in
like-
line with everyone else.
Yeah. You know when there's like the lineup of characters in like the anime or the superhero show, and there's always like the one mysterious one who's like at the back leaning against the wall, being all
Yeah.
cool and edgy. That is her.
Wonderful. All right, Alessia. Inertia is the last member joining this team today. How does she look as she joins them on stage at graduation?
So I totally forgot to mention this. I think at the beginning of like school and stuff, Alessia, she is like Hispanic, a little bit like a darker skin Hispanic, and has like or Latina, and has like wavy hair. So I think her hair was like really long when she started it. Graduation, hero time, big chop. So I think she gets like this like little kind
Wow.
of like wavy pixie cut. She's also like she's a very physical hero. So she's kind of like, you know, she's got the muscle, she's not afraid to hide it, but her like hero outfit sorry, I just saw Drag getting caught out in chat. So her hero outfit, she's got like she wears like a bodysuit kind of, or like a track kind of bodysuit, so it's high at the neck, sleeveless, and then like it goes about biker short length, so it's not like super short, it goes like about to her knees, and it's
Mhm.
like that same kind of electric blue teal color that her powers are, mixed with like a sort of space gray tone. She also wears what are essentially chunky filas, except for tactical wear.
Nice.
Yeah, so just like these big like sneakers. And then covering up these like burn scars that she has going up and down her arms are these like very high, like almost opera length, I think is what they're called, gloves that are like the same kind of dark gray, but on the knuckles there's like brass knuckles like built into the gloves.
Nice.
And
Very
she
good.
doesn't wear, yeah, she doesn't wear a mask or anything, but she has like Sailor Mercury-esque visor that goes over just her eyes of the same blue color. I told
Okay.
you guys I spent way too much time on this.
Oh
I
no,
did
I
not spend
love it.
enough time on mine. I was like, I was thinking something on the spot, but you're also like, yeah, anyway, and like if you go down 3 inches down from the shoulder, this is the color there. But if you go, and this is hex color as well, I got it all planned.
I mean, really, this question came up because Liv was talking a little bit about this before
Oh,
the
no!
game.
Yeah.
And so I had to let her describe what her outfit looks like, but then that did a little bit put everyone else on the spot.
I'm so sorry. I was not mentioning that. I just
No, it's
Don't
fine.
worry, I have
to.
an
I
entire
wanted to talk.
Pinterest board for Wraith.
okay.
Yes. Y'all are
That'd be very
amazing.
common.
How is this a two-shot? Okay.
I mean,
So-
it's starting off as a two-shot. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
The potential
You
is there.
know,
These heroes have many stories yet to tell.
get in the
And-
comments.
Yes, let us know in the comments if you want more. We've only been streaming for 45 minutes. Thank you. Liv, I think that the haircut Inertia gets is one of the first things that shows up in the news headlines the next day. Y'all have not even had a job yet, so like everyone is talking about graduation, this new team on the scene. People are giving their opinions over whether or not you will be efficient. The team from last year didn't really make much of a splash. They didn't sell well, and so they just haven't been able to maintain their presence. They managed to accomplish a few things for the good of society, but society also wanted to be able to buy them, and that just didn't happen with last year's team. This year, there's a lot of hype surrounding your graduation and your arrival on the superhero scene, but when you first took your promotional photos, you did have your longer, wavier hair. So this new bob is absolutely the talk of the town. There are columns on how to style your hair like Inertia's new look. And there's a couple of YouTube videos already up with people doing tutorials and lessons. But overall, people seem to be receptive to your arrival on the scene. This is, on the news at night, some people play the devil's advocate. They're like, well, we've seen this before, folks. A new team hits the scene, they look hot, they look on spot, but then things fall apart the second they have their first bank robbery. And folks, we haven't seen how this team performs. We haven't seen them do anything but look good on stage. So I just can't cast my vote yet for whether or not they'll be our next new big heroes. They'll have to prove themselves still, folks. But then there are all the others who are like, oh my goodness, this team, have you seen them? I am living for Inertia's color. I cannot wait to get the makeup palettes that have those blues and those grays. Oh my gosh. And Soo Young's jacket, those shoes, legendary. People are very excited. People are very skeptical. This all happens every year when a new superhero team hits the scene. And this happens across the globe. Y'all are regional right now. You're only going to be protecting a city. And the Academy produces heroes that are ported all over the world. So the team from last year did only end up in a small city as well and has kind of phased out. Most of them are getting new careers, moving on with their lives after a year of heroing. But that's just kind of how things work. New heroes are up and coming, and some end up as bakers. Some go back to university and learn how to do accounting. This is the fact of life. So your next year,
Accounting or accounting? Who passed?
depends on the person, I suppose. But this next year will be a test not only of your abilities, but of your presence, how well people like you, and how well you do at protecting the city. If things go well, your career could only move up from here. You could be given an entire region to look after. That all depends, could be down the line. Some heroes end up being global. But that is far, far in the future. First, you have to tackle the challenge of moving in together. When you are presented as a team, you can still have like family houses or apartments off base, but you do have a site a little bit like the Titan's Tower that is specifically for superhero business. This is your location if you need to stay working on a case or mission and need to bunk overnight working together, or just if you need a place to get away. You don't have to pay for an apartment on your own. The Academy actually provides these. So you have your own place, your own room, as well as a living area and whatever else you may need. So like some bunkers are outfitted with training areas as well, depending on the heroes that reside in them. This bunker itself has actually recently been refurbished because the team that has been here for the last 5 years turned regional. And so they have moved into a facility that will better cover the land that they're responsible for, leaving space for up and coming heroes like yourselves to find a home, make yourselves comfortable, and begin your careers. I'm gonna go the other way around this time, since I think I've started with Jack every single time, and I am sorry for that.
I'm fine.
But-
I'm fine with it.
Liv, what does Alessia bring to decorate her room at this bunker, and to decorate the living spaces? Well, how do you contribute to your new home of sorts with your superhero team?
I think move-in day for my specific room is like a whole thing. Like I think Alessia's parents come in and like her mom has telekinetic abilities, so it's just like a lot of floating furniture. And Alessia being like, "No, mom, like, mama, over there, mommy, like over there. No, stop, I got it, and like going over and just like Hulk lifting it herself and like moving something over. So it's a lot of just like that kind of vibe. So her moving into her room is a little bit chaotic, but I think when it's done, it's very Alessia looks like a tough girl on the outside. It's very Pinterest. It's very like fairy lights, all of it just done up, like bright
Oh my goodness.
colors, vanity, all of like she has like a shoe tower of all her shoes. It's a lot. And then like moving in, I think she like gets very excited. She brings like all the pots and pans. She gets everybody like an Instapot because like you never know, like it's good for meal prepping. We're probably gonna meal prep a lot. Like we just want to make sure everybody's okay. Like just like decks out the kitchen, brings all the spices, and probably brings a TV because we have to have a TV.
Of course, of
Yes,
course.
she's that
And
roommate.
you mentioned your mom. Did she help you go
Yes.
shopping to get all of this stuff for your Pinterest style room?
Yes, 100%. Which I also think is a little bit of a dramatic thing.
Mhm.
Of like us going back and forth and be like, no, you need this.
Well, she
My
wants to
mom's,
be involved.
yeah,
This is a little bit, she's vicariously living through you. So she
yeah.
just keeps telling you, "Oh, honey, I think that you need this white dresser instead of the gray. I just think the white is going to brighten up the room a little bit. The gray is just a little, I know it goes with your outfit and your whole look kind of thing, but it is just going to bring the liveliness down a little bit."
Huh?
Were you listening at all?
Yes.
Of course you weren't. Gray or white?
I think the building's gray. Gray.
Of course, gray. She mumbles to herself a little bit, but of
Yeah.
course, this is your life. And as much as she
Mhm.
does want to give her opinion and to be involved, she ultimately lets you make those final decisions and looks on with
Oh,
pride.
also, while we're out shopping and everything,
Mhm.
Alessia goes to the men's department and gets Emika a pair of like really nice flip-flops, like the ones that like have arch support and everything,
Oh my goodness.
as like a moving gift. My
Precious.
bestie.
Precious. Yes, I love it. How thoughtful. Issa, how about Wraith? What does Wraith bring to this apartment? How does her room look? What are her vibes? And does she bring anything to contribute to the group collective?
Okay, so her moving day is like the complete opposite of Alessia's. She arrives alone with barely any stuff, and in fact, like her room at the academy would also have had just like no stuff in it until she started hanging out. Probably until she started hanging out with Su Young, and the other person she knew at the academy was Emeka. So like, if they gave her any things that she could like put in her room, that is the only stuff she has.
For sure. Like, I think for sure, like Emeka probably got like the whatever the All Might equivalent of All Might in our world is. He probably got like figurines of that for Wraith.
Yeah, there's one team currently that is global. They are comprised of 9 heroes, just short of the 10 that was pretty standard for classes in the academy. And the reason for this is actually that last year one of the heroes passed away, and they haven't yet filled that position. Again, dangerous job. But that's kind of the expectation. The world mourned and is now looking towards whoever will fill this role. Many young heroes have been aspiring for it, and so some of those folks who have been promoted from regional are looking to go global. But that is a very, I mean, that is huge. That is, you get your own TV shows at that point. Movies, cinema, things like that, and that's still a little bit far out. But you are, you know, you are still showing up in many much merchandise on the news, things like that, on Twitch streams, obviously. And you would have figurines of likely all 10 of the most recent global heroes, because they were a team for quite a while before the final one passed.
So yeah, I think if Emeka gave her those figurines, they would be like very nicely and neatly organized on like the dresser or something as like one of the few pieces of decoration in the room. And then I imagine that
Love it.
Spur at some point would have given her something as well, since they are, you know, best friends. And like
Alessia got her a candle. Alessia got her a candle.
the candle is just next to the figurines. They're all like laid out in the exact same spacing. She just moved them all over so that the candle would stand there like right next to it. And I feel like she would maybe try to contribute something to the overall household. She is, deep down, she is just kind of like, I do want the group to like me. And she feels like she's got an in with Emeka already. She's friends with Spur, so like she might contribute something, whether that's just like, oh, I bought like all this food and just like stocked the fridge without telling anyone that I was going to do that.
What kind of food did you stock it with, just out of curiosity?
She would have somehow like spied on the others and figured out what food they like the best, and then
Wow.
bought all of that.
Somehow, like
Oh
spying
my
on us wouldn't have
God.
been hard for you.
She's just like standing in the kitchen, like, how did she? When have I ever eaten these hot chips in front of her? I just.
And
Those
this feels-
hot chips are the best.
This is like Layla's long game, right? Like the second the four of y'all were kind of pushed together at the academy, this information gathering began. This has been over the course of the last year. Layla has been tracking what all of you eat, and now it has just appeared in the pantry. It's incredible. It's a true
It's
heroism.
very creepy, but it's her way of showing friendship, question mark.
My love language is platonic,
Spying
like,
on you.
safely stalking, like non-threatening stalking.
Also, she would have done this, like the first time she did this, she would have done it without telling anyone, even after they were like, why did all this food appear? And I think
guess
eventually
just
they would have
stock
figured it
for us,
out. Yeah. Eventually maybe they figured it out, and she was just like, oh yeah, I noticed that you were all happy when you had your favorite food, so I just kept doing it.
Oh, my heart. We just go for like a good few days. Like, I guess they cater us. I thought it was self-catering thing, but apparently we don't.
Su Young, what does Spur bring to decorate their room, and if anything to offer for the collective, to offer for your bestie, etc.?
For sure. I think Young would have given Wraith a like very nice journal custom to Wraith, and Young's all about like tech integration only in practical ways. So it's like half like bullet journal, dot grid paper is a very nice pen, but then the other, like the inside cover, is actually its own like tablet, so it could record your handwriting and your data only if you wanted.
This
You
is
know.
totally what her like spy dossier is in now.
Yeah, yeah. I think if you step into Young's room, it's actually pretty minimal. Just everything clean, some black and red themes going on, but just doesn't really care for the personal room, but absolutely decks out the common space. Like, you list like the top 50 self-help, self-empowering books. They're like, no, we've moved past 7 highly effective people. We're just like, you are a badass. The subtle art of not giving a fuck, and the 4-hour work week, how to empower other people. Just all these like super extra help books that no one probably reads except them.
So Young like writes really aggressive messages in the mirror, like, you're fucking great.
Yes. Don't forget it. Love yourself every day. And then like on the door, like the entryway to the main door into the building, she'll have put up like this fancy magnet wall that like will has a little spot for each of your gadgets before you go on missions.
Nice.
I think the last thing they would have done was collabed with Alessia with those flip-flops for Emeka and been like, those are nice flip-flops. We got to make sure they last, yeah? and I like hand her some inserts, and I'm like, these inserts are like even more form fitting, but like more importantly, there's like magnets on them, and then I might have like stuck some hyper magnets on Emeka's back, so he can just like kick off his shoes and go. They just stick right there.
So Young, you think of everything. This is great. This is incredible.
Right?
This is
Isn't
really
it?
great.
Like, he doesn't have to double back. He has shoes all the time. It's so cool.
I mean, like, I'll be honest with you. You know how like I have my utility belt? There's like a
Yeah.
section, like that extra large that's where I keep extra shoes in there for him. You know, it's been a problem. Like we used to play outside all the time when we were kids, and his mom would get so angry at him because he would just burn through his shoes. Like it's one thing when you outgrow them, but he would burn through his shoes.
Oh, hell yeah.
She never understood it either, but you know.
It's a thing. It's fine. If we need to upgrade some of your pockets, I know how to marry minimalism and utility, but like we'll have to integrate your style because my style is different than yours, but I'm sure we can get some sweet pockets for you.
No, we can totally work on that together. That's like totally fine. Yeah. We can work on that at any time. I would love to work on tech with you.
It's chill. Cool.
Cool. Awesome.
While you guys are having this conversation, a cupboard in the kitchen just silently opens by itself and some food just appears in there and then it closes.
Alessia like looks over and just, Wraith, you don't have to sneak food. It's okay.
No. The fact that she even opened the door while we were here means she loves us.
She just appears in a puff of this like blue and purple smoke, like right
so
next to you
badass.
guys. Like right next to you guys. I was putting food in the cupboards, not taking it out, and then she turns and walks away.
Oh, and Drac. I don't know
Oh,
if
God, that's
Emeka
great.
is the last to arrive, or if he's been in the other room setting up as like this is going on in the living area. But
Ooh.
what do you bring to this bunker? And lastly, as I did kind of ask before, do you have a name for this place? This is at all of you. You can be thinking while this is going on.
Pressure.
Yeah.
Do we have a team name?
And a
We
team
haven't even
name.
thought one
Yeah,
either.
I mean, look, these are discussions you can all have in character. Do not worry.
That is true.
I feel like when you graduate, the academy gives the groups like a auto-generated name as we're in our testing phase, and then we kind of get to grow and pick our own name.
Yeah.
Yes. I would
That's
say
our brainstorming.
before you're presented for graduation, you are required to settle on a name because they start branding
Merch.
before you walk on that stage. But that said, you did have a pretty standardized, Team 101 throughout most of classes at the academy, and then you were required to pick something that suited all of y'all. It was not forced upon you.
I think
Each team is different. They want all of the personalities of the heroes to shine through. It's part of the process.
I think Emeka, his room is like I mean, I'm only doing this because Guilty brought it up, and I'm like, I might as well lean into it. His room is just filled with hero merchandise of all of his favorite heroes. He's got like posters of like he's definitely got posters of the top 10.
I mean, if somebody's gonna ask me to weeb, I guess I'm gonna weeb.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna do it, I guess. Like, I wasn't going to, but I guess I will now. It's got like, it's the most, for anyone else it'd be embarrassing, but he's very proud of it. He probably like every so often he probably like run out and just like, hey, look, I got the limited edition poster for Supernova. Like if he like tilts it, you can see that it's like kind of like holographic. So like depending on what direction you're looking at, you can kind of see like the Supernova in the background kind of shifts with her. And then he'll just like duck back into his room to put it up, and then probably like come out with another poster that he's very proud of. And
That's all really cool, Mecca. It's really nice.
Yeah, definitely. Alessia's like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure, okay. But he's constantly excited. It's either he doesn't notice or he doesn't care that she doesn't seem as interested as him. But he's all about it. He's probably got a bunch of he definitely brought a lot of like childhood photos as well. So I think he's got like pictures of him and Alessia when they were young, like playing and messing around. I think there's definitely like I think his mum was definitely the type to be like, okay, I need you to take a picture before you go out on this party, you know. So he's definitely got like very embarrassing pictures of him and Alessia. Like he probably thinks they're embarrassing. His mum probably loves it. I bet Alessia loves them as well. But I think,
Your
There's some that
kindergarten
I
first day
have.
of school photo kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely in her Pinterest-esque string of lights and pictures, there's like a couple of them.
yeah.
I can
Like
see
the
it.
ones that like they're little clips.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, so it probably got a lot of that as well. And I think the only thing that it's not that it doesn't stand out, but it's just it's not as vibrant as everything else, is that he has like a black and white photo of his granddad, just like sitting on his dresser, one of his dressers. It's like probably on his bedside table. Is it sitting there by the lamp? And I don't know, I don't know if he's still doing the montaging, but like every day he kind of like just gives it a little smile and then heads out to start his day. But yeah, and I think he's been here early. I think he came probably before everyone else arrived, because I think his mum is excited, like excited out of her mind that like her son is doing this. Like she's obviously nervous. She's obviously got the whole thing like, please be careful, don't do anything dangerous. But like also, my son's a hero. Like my son is a hero, and he's told everyone about this. Probably got like a little group chat for her friends, where she just constantly talks about Ikenga being a hero now.
And your mom is the type to keep like all of the positive news clippings from like,
Yes.
because she still gets her newspapers delivered to her and cuts them out and like has a little scrapbook of all of. She does not keep any of the negative things. She will not have any of that being said.
Yeah, I think she
But-
even got the newspaper like subscription because he became a hero. Like before, she was like,
Yep.
but she was like, I want them to be physical. I really want to hang them up and see them everywhere.
So now that has become like news clippings, anything that's positive, any positive ratings or reviews of this
Yeah.
new team and of you specifically. Very proud. So you all have settled into your home. This is new. This is different. Are any of you keeping additional homes outside of the bunker, or are most of you choosing to live here primarily?
Alessia is living here. Yes.
Yeah.
Her and Aneka,
Okay.
Yeah.
roomies, finally. They're
Yeah,
like right
exactly.
next to each
Yeah,
other.
definitely for sure right next to each other.
Yeah,
And
Wraith
you've
is
clearly
definitely
like
living here.
committed to decorating, so that's done. Check. It feels like home.
Yeah, this is home. This is real
Mm.
homey. It's
Home.
cozy. I
Mhm.
think in the beginning, Sooyoung was gonna try and juggle, and you'd see them leave, stay somewhere else, and then come back. You don't know with who, but it ended up just being so easy, so cozy. I'm like, yeah, this is great, and it's free, and it's cool people. Let's go.
Yeah, Wraith is definitely like 100% full-time living here, and I like to imagine that maybe in like the communal living space there's sort of like high ceilings with either like beams or some kind of like platform that's like, when you have like a doorway that's got a platform above it kind of thing. Basically like somewhere high up where every now and then you'll just see her perched there, just kind of like
It's not a
observing.
cat tree, it's a wraith tree.
It's a Wraith tree.
Every single time Alessia gets caught off guard, she jumps. She can't help it. She jumps.
Sooyoung absolutely records it, and it has the compilation video and posts it to
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah,
No.
a compilation video of her jumping when she sees Wraith like sat up on a beam like a cat, and like Wraith just like appearing in the living room suddenly, and everyone's screaming.
All right, so here's a
Everybody,
question.
this is Spur. Here's for a day in the life of, and it's just like
Like those compilations where they like make the screams in beat with the music. So like, and you
This
see the different
is so
screams.
valid. Which, and I'm assuming I know the answer. I'm going to ask anyway. Which of you all are on social media?
Ooh.
all of it.
I think
We all have an account Wraith
would-
probably doesn't, or Wraith has
think-
alt accounts on private. But like, if we're superheroes and the world is trying to capitalize us, we might as well be influencers to start early.
I feel like
I think we just
Wraith,
use it for
Wraith was
different things.
encouraged to start one by Spur and Imeka, and like uses it very badly, but has tons of followers because it's just like everyone's
Like,
so bemused by it.
algorithms.
Yeah.
It's also like Billie Eilish's like TikTok where it's like something completely unrelated. Like the name
Yes!
has
Yeah.
nothing to do with Wraith. It's just like
I love that.
All right.
Yeah.
So Spur most recently maybe posted this this cat-like wraith video collection, which is already getting tons of likes in. Wraith, what was your latest social post? I just want to get a vibe for what this is like.
You know how like Jaden Smith used to post really weird cryptic stuff on Twitter? I feel like it's just stuff like that. Like she was told, oh yeah, you use social media to just say what you're thinking about stuff. So she's just commenting on things that no one cares about. Like it's either like way too personal to do with like, oh, you know, someone left dishes in the sink again, but all like written in a really weird way, or it's just like political commentary that people keep telling her not to post. And
Like, please, Wraith. Okay, I agree with you, but like, I mean, I wouldn't use that word. At least it's kind of it's a bit. It's not good.
It's kind of punchy. A little
Ooh.
punchy for someone who doesn't want to be perceived.
Yeah, to be honest,
And
like
you
if my
can't just
mum saw that.
retweet everything that passes by your feed.
she definitely retweets all the videos that Spur posts. She thinks they're
Yes.
really funny.
Good.
And eventually, like, I think they start to sort of like plan it together. Like Spur will be like,
Oh.
oh, I'm gonna film some stuff tonight, so just like extra freak out Alessia tonight. Like
literally, I
Starts
was literally thinking it
changing.
like Alessia follows Wraith, has her tweets muted, cannot do it, just cannot, and like literally will just go to Emeka and be like, can you talk to her? Like, look at this. This
I
is so
think
bad.
Mecca just like. I mean, it's pretty funny.
she's
If you
just
skip to like
expressing-
2:10, like your face there, and just like no, oh god, that is it's amazing. It's actually my
She just walks away from him.
screensaver.
She just walks away from him. She just walks away from him. Just walks away.
And Liv, what is Alessia's most recent post? Just a vibe for
Um,
what she would post on socials.
Alessia's most recent post is about how she's going to be going live on Instagram today to talk to all of her. I've been trying to think of like a fandom name of like
Oh, that's true.
her whole thing is like her orbits, like but
Oh,
that's
I actually love that. I
like
really love that.
That's so good.
orbits and to hop on and just talk about like positivity, what you can do. You know, it's not about being a hero all the time. You don't need to put on a mask. It's about going out there and doing what you can for your community. Go out, be active, find something you're passionate about, and just really pursue it. You know what I mean? I have some like links that you can check out. I also have some petitions that you can sign. Let's go out there. Let's make some change. Let's save the world.
Oh my god, I love it.
it.
Right,
God,
Jack.
that was
I'm
so
gonna post
amazing.
her workout tips for the day.
Heck yes. Drac, what do we see on Amika's socials?
Mecca, oh god. I was gonna lean into the nerd. It's gonna keep leaning into it. Not Deku though.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be a Deku nerd. It's gonna be a Drac nerd. I think
Okay, here we
I
go.
think he streams on Twitch. I think he's.
Oh,
I think he
okay.
streams on Twitch.
What does
and
he
it's like-
stream?
I don't know if I want to go meta and say TTRPGs or. I'll
He
say.
could. I mean, why not?
Yeah, why not? I'll say yeah. He streams TTRPGs. He's in a. I think he's in an ongoing mask campaign.
Where he
Liz-
plays a super idol, if you will.
Yeah, he
a
plays a super
musician.
idol. You know what? Yeah, let's go with it. He plays a super idol named I don't know, Matilda
Ooh!
Okay.
Jones. Matilda Jones. You know why not?
You freaked out. You failed. It's okay. Now you're Matilda Jones.
And
I
Mecca,
don't-
how did you find this group? Did you like gather this group for TTRPGs? I mean, at this point, playing with a
Yeah.
hero is like a big deal.
Oh, you're like the
Oh.
Critical Role, like you're just all these other heroes together.
Yeah, I think
Like-
And did you start this before your like graduation and announcement of like public
Yeah,
heroism?
I think it was like, I think in the academy there was a TTRPG club.
Okay.
And so like we played on our own. We play like, and we'd meet after school and stuff like that, when we're not training, and just play like different systems. But then after we became public, I was like, hey, I mean, I made a Twitch account just to watch other people stream, but people started following me. So I guess we could stream. And they're like, yeah, sure, why not? So like, I think then he was like, okay, yeah, we're gonna make this a thing. We're gonna start streaming this. I think all of the games are for charity. Like no matter what, he always has like he's plugging some kind of charity going on, because he wants to do what he can to help, even if it isn't. Because you can't always blast things to help, because that's pretty much mainly what you can do anyway. So he encourages others to help in different ways as well.
But I
With the
think
charity streams, I think.
I think this brings a lot of awareness, not just to the charities that you represent, but also to tabletop games in general, because people tune in specifically to see you, a superhero, and then learn more about gaming as they go, and learn more about the others, because the others you've been playing with that were at the academy, they didn't necessarily end up in the same boat as you, and have gone different directions with their lives, but you've all managed to stay friends and to keep this game going and create something pretty amazing for people to watch. So of course there is a slight downside, and that is whenever the alarm goes off in the bunker and you are all called to action. Now, the first time this happened, Emeka was in one of your games. It was about halfway through, and chat started going wild. Something's happening. Where's the fire? Is it some new villain? You know, like, our first time to see this team on the job. And I'd like to ask you all now, what group name did you go with upon graduation?
If everything that we're looking at in chat is right, we kind of agreed on it, right?
I think we did. It was the last one that that we had. Yeah.
Issa, you should do the big reveal.
Oh, because it was my idea.
Yeah.
Our team
It
name
was
is
your idea.
our team name is Sonar.
Love it. And we did say that the Academy branded them as Sway for a little while, just a collective of their super names. But then eventually they were able to choose their own. And Sonar has been called in for a classic, tried and true. A bank is being robbed. So this hits socials pretty quickly. The news sites are able to pin where the situation is. That's how you got the information. Anyway, we know it's going down. The Academy tends to monitor these things, and they do have a very broad and somewhat mysterious presence with how they provide you with all of this information. But you get this this alert. You get directions to the location, and the four of you are setting off for your very first mission as a team. How does this go? I'm going to ask very broadly, because we are kind of doing this as a montage of sorts and seeing some scenes of all of you together. So we're not going to do strict combat, but how does your first encounter go as you try to stop these bank robbers?
Ooh.
I will say real quick before we get there, Soo-young has been like waiting for this moment and knows how important that first impression is. So as soon as we sounded the alarm got sounded into our apartment, then it would have been I strap on my tactical bag, I attach my GoPro, and I go live from the GoPro to show everyone exactly what we're made of. And I tell the audience, I'm like, this is how you get ready. This is what we're doing. This is how we go out. This is how we track. This is where we go. But you're not going to see the bank. That is off limits. Action's got to come in private.
And I think like for Ikenga, when it goes off in the stream, it's like, oh, okay, I need to go, but the stream's gonna end. Don't forget to hit the follow button. We're gonna be back again next week, same time. Okay, bye.
And like your group is just kind of like frantically scrambling because like again, they went to the academy, didn't go the hero route, but they know what this is. And so they're kind of like, oh, okay. And some of them are like trying to handle it, like, you know, posting all of the links in chat really quickly there at the end, you know, dropping all of these commands so that the bot streams up the charity again and people have the link to donate, people have the link to follow your socials. They're just like dropping those commands as quickly as possible before the stream cuts out. I meant to ask, is Ikenga the DM or are they
he's a player. The baker.
Player, okay.
You said the baker is the GM of the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
They come back, they're gonna be the GM of the game.
All right. I'm gonna flesh out this baker for future games. I do adore them, but they are gonna need a name now that.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
Oh no.
we'll get there.
Can their
We'll get there,
surname
yeah.
please be Baker?
Right now, all they are to use the baker or the storyteller. So
Yes. All right. So they are the storyteller, and they are dropping all of these links in chat because, of course, you know, any professional GM or, you know, any GM has to be prepared to change their plans at a moment's notice. And so they immediately like, okay, we're going to wrap there and start dropping links in chat. So all of the people who are following you on Twitch are still kind of hanging out in your chat even after the stream ends. People are starting to share Soo Young's video. It's like, oh, they're on the move. This is Sonar's first big deal. Yeah, like all of these social likes are going up. All of these posts are coming in. Y'all are getting tagged all over the place. Can't wait to see Inertia in action. Oh my goodness, Wraith is so mysterious. How do you think she's going to do on her first job? You know, like all of these things. And you are all on your way to the nearby bank. How do you travel?
I was gonna suggest something.
Do we have a Batmobile?
You can.
Oh, that'd be cool. I want a Batmobile actually.
You can fly.
I know, but okay.
Fly and also have a Batmobile. Look.
Yeah, exactly.
So Inertia and Ikenga can fly?
Mm.
Okay. I feel like it wouldn't be that far off that Spur could grab some aesthetically pleasing jetpacks for Wraith and Spur.
Oh, hell
You want
yeah.
to be a flying team.
Hell yeah.
Hell
We
yeah.
can fly. We're saving up to get a car if we do really, really well on this this mission. Academy Daddy said he would buy us a car.
Academy Daddy.
And then
Can he be canonically be known as Academy Daddy? Like, can he be like a dark, mysterious character that you never see the face of, but like you only see like neck
Yes.
down?
And
And
like
they're
we
like-
have him
Assume,
in
yeah.
our phones as Academy Daddy. That is
Daddy.
not his name, but that's what everybody calls him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like the
love
first
it.
step is a car, and then he's like, if you do really well, you can have a jet. Like it goes like up in.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because as you
Academy, I love
grow in rank, if you're going to be, you know, patrolling or, you know, protecting larger spaces, you're going to need faster ways to travel. So any global heroes would have quick means ranging from private jets to teleportation circles. Just depends on what the situation calls for. Sometimes you've got to get places fast.
Sure.
So jetpacks. Are we going jetpacks?
Hell
Yes,
yeah.
we're doing jetpacks.
It also
I'm down
means
for
that people
jetpacks.
can see us when we go, which means that draws more eyes. Come on, this was like
Yes.
this was in Social Presence 203. I got us.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that
People
one. Yeah.
are streaming, like when they
Correct.
see you out their apartment window flying by, you know, that's a big deal. And the news trucks that are already surrounding the bank, as you all four land at the same time, they capture this moment on film. And this is replayed throughout the evening, this moment of the four of you landing, two of you with jetpacks, two of you with your abilities in full swing. And that is played over and over as the first moment of you truly appearing as heroes in public. Graduation was for show. This is the moment of truth. What happens when you first step into this bank?
I think on the way we're probably strategizing. I think
Yeah.
it's probably too noisy to like talk out loud, but we probably have earpieces or something like that. So
Yeah.
as we're flying, we're probably talking, and I think we'd all agree like we need a race to get in there first because yeah.
Alessia asks Soo-young to see if there's any hostages, see if anybody is like feeling scared if that is a situation, because Alessia will go in and handle that. If that's not too big of a concern, then she'll play offense.
Yeah, I guess like
Or
if
inertia, sorry.
if the bank robbers are still like inside when they arrive, then yeah, like Wraith would want to take sort of the stealthy approach and try to take them by surprise, maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like try to focus on taking them out while Alessia deals with the hostages.
Yeah, if it's like a hostage situation where like is it like they're robbing a bank, or are they like taking hostages and like demanding stuff? Is it like
So
police
they
are
are
around it
just
and like
robbing a bank. The
okay.
robbery is in progress right now. It seems that one of the tellers was able to alert enforcement basically, and that's why you were pinged. And this is, you know, this is pretty typical. Most heroes don't start out with their first job being to take down a giant evil robot. It can happen, but usually it's not the first. And so this is pretty run of the mill, and it's hard to say exactly what it's like. But you did get like a quick debrief from Academy Daddy that was like sent to your phone, and it's not Academy Daddy specifically, but like, you know, the
Yeah.
That number is Academy
Academy
Daddy.
Daddy's assistant.
Right. Academy
Yeah.
Daddy, and yeah, it's like, you know, Business Daddy and all of the subsidiaries. This is Academy Daddy.
Academy Daddy and our
Daddy and
fellow.
Straight face. I was like, wow, you
Daddy
really did it.
Incorporated.
Yes,
no.
because Academy Daddy is responsible for sending all of these situations to all heroes all over the world and running a
Right.
school. Like, it's not probably from Academy Daddy himself, but
But the
it is-
number.
it is the Academy Daddy number that you get a quick debrief. There are two culprits. They are both masked and they do have heavy artillery. The people inside are definitely afraid. Spur, that's something that you can tell right off the bat. Now, how do your powers work? Can you tell how many people there are, or is it just kind of like a general sense of emotional state?
So it as a kid it was like I knew if I was paying attention to one person, I knew exactly what was going on. So like it gets harder to crowd control and get specifics. So it's
Mhm.
generally it's just a vibe check. If it's more than two
Okay.
people, I can understand how everyone vaguely feels.
Yes. So the other news that you get is that there are currently 3 employees of the bank, tellers and such, that are in the front area and currently at risk. There is no information provided how many patrons were in the bank at that time. So you don't have a specific number of people. But you do know 2 perpetrators and 3 workers. How does this plan go into action when you first? Who's the first one to go in? You do know that they have weapons.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
then
it'll
it would
make
be Alessia. Whoever it like Alessia's going first in like first round of cavalry with anybody else, but
I mean, I guess like Wraith would invisible up and sneak in with Alessia so that they're like distracted by Alessia and she can try and like sneak around and disarm them or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a tricky thing that people don't usually consider, but because you are so public, because people are so aware of your powers, many even small-time criminals try to account for them. Um, so even when Alessia, as Inertia, bursts in through the door, um, one of the perpetrators elbows the other and says, "Keep an eye out for Wraith. She's going to be the tricky one." And they are still on high alert.
Hmm.
Inertia, how does this look? How do you try to take control of the scene?
So when I burst in, do they fire at all or not even?
There is, I would say, yeah. There's a moment of
Okay, cool.
registering before, because
Mhm.
there's they did sort of expect this. So when you burst in,
Yeah.
they process that it's you and immediately begin to open fire.
Cool. Then the first thing she's going to do is throw up her arms and like start or basically launch one of her force fields. It is a it doesn't say how wide it is, but I think it can be pretty big. It's like 15 points, but she throws up a force field to essentially cover herself and anybody else around her. Mhm.
And Wraith, how do you are you staying behind the force fields? Are you trying to break off? How does that go?
No, if that's sort of like the agreed upon plan, then she's definitely still gonna try and sneak around to the bank robbers. And I think because she has very high senses stat, maybe she hears them say that, and would maybe try to kind of take like a slightly longer, more complicated route around, and use a power she doesn't use very often, which is her psionic abilities. So I think like did you say there were two of them? So one of them, his eyes just sort of like suddenly glaze over the same purple as hers. When she uses her powers, her eyes just turn like all purple. And so the same thing happens to him, and he just kind of like freezes in place for a moment, and like drops his weapons and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Spur, Emeka, how do you approach this situation? I, I'm referring to you by the half superhero name, half regular name. Spur and Ikenga, how do you arrive here? How do you manage the scene as your two teammates go in first, and through the main entrance as well?
Oh, for sure, because they're badasses. Because the last thing the public notices before they walked in was the absolute empowering speech that Spur gave them. Like, we have no reason to be nervous. We've been through this training over and over again. No matter what is behind those doors, we've got this. And like mechanically, if you're doing combat stuff, it'd give you advantages, blah blah blah. But it's a really awesome speech.
And I will say for our audience, like these montage scenes that we've been doing in this episode for intents and purposes have happened in the past, and so because it's predetermined, I'm not making them roll for anything in these situations. That we did go ahead and get some rolls in at the academy because I wanted to kind of introduce how that works. But I did want to see their power set, have that introduced to you all this episode, and so we're really getting to see that. Through each of their individual actions. And Spur, that would be caught on the news cameras. That is also a big moment that is already floating around social media before you get done with this job.
Yeah. I think before the academy, there wasn't a whole lot with Spur's superpowers. Like, I know emotions. I can sometimes influence people to feel certain ways and help them. And then I have a little bit of juice, a little bit of energy to give, right? So it would have been all of Spur's very tech heavy. So in the bank heist, Spur would have like grabbed a little smoke bomb that they energized to emulate what Wraith's poof that everyone has seen before looks like. So it would have been kind of a diffusion in addition, like to distract while Wraith was doing these badass psionic things. And then would kind of prioritize standing by the hostages and making sure they are protected with inertia, and then trying to soothe them. So give them a little hit of like, y'all are fine. Everything is here. Never fear, we're here kind of situation.
Quick, like peaceful vibes kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love that.
And a Kenga.
Yeah, I
Spur
think
the emotional support hero.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
I love it.
The
I think-
therapist hero.
even speaking of, I think Ikenga, whenever Spur gives an emotion, like, so Ikenga can summon his power, like his abilities without like not overheating, but like without getting too hot. But I think like just an outcome of Spur's encouragement is that no matter what, he ends up like getting so fired up, he quite almost literally gets fired up. So I think like all of the runes and stuff that are like on his body kind of glow like very, very hot. Like he has to, like he usually does, unzip and like cool off, let some air, let some heat escape.
Mhm.
And I think it's kind of a thing where he just when as Alicia like lifts this like force field up and takes like blocks the bullets. I think it might even be like a thing that they're so well oiled that she hears like the blast of his feet as he launches himself, and he's like, okay, he's coming now, and then drops his shield, and he just goes straight past it and just comes with a flying kick straight to like
Oh, well, I was gonna say, so not only are you seeing your powers, you're seeing your weaknesses. I don't think Alessia's force fields work on him. I think
Oh,
he can just go
yeah.
right through.
Yeah.
Because
Ooh.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, he
Oh.
doesn't even wait. He just goes straight through it and blasts through and just goes for I think he has a katana, so I'm gonna whip that out. He
Oh,
just
yeah.
I forgot about that. He has a katana.
In our
So
first
he's-
episode, please introduce your weapon.
Yeah, he's got it's a normal katana, like it's nothing special, but like it's like I mean it's still special.
It
The
is
Academy
special.
paid for it, so like it's very well made, very well tempered, and as he just uses the speed or that he's launched himself with, and you just see like the runes on his right arm glow brighter than like most of the other runes, as essentially like pumps all of the energy into that arm and just swings his katana in one hit, just cleaves the gun that was firing at Alessia in half. And just stops just before like slamming into the actual person that was robbing the bank, the person with the now in twain gun, and stares down at the other.
I think that this heist and it's not even a heist, it's just a robbery. The way this robbery was stopped and the efficiency in which it happened was really impressive for a lot of media. This was taken care of swiftly without any additional casualties. Even the perpetrators themselves weren't killed in any of the action. They were arrested and taken into custody to be tried by the law for their actions. But the hostages, the 3 workers, and the patrons of the bank, there were several of those as well, left saying very positive things about their experience. And that might have something to do with Spur's emotional influence, but that bodes very well for your team. People felt safe when you were there. You looked amazing, which is fan freaking tastic for like video and the news. But word gets out that you can be trusted, that the city can trust you with their lives, with their protection, with their safety. And that is huge for a starting team. Now, not everything was perfect. The open fire did cause some damage. There were some bullets that ricocheted off of the force fields that the bank is going to have to call in their insurance and have some things repaired. But for the most part, people were safe, people were healthy, and y'all made an awesome impression. Really quickly, I'm going to put you all on the spot again. And because you've been in several jobs by the time we actually get to our story, I feel like this episode, we've saying this is a two-shot, but this episode is sort of like the prologue of sorts.
Yeah.
The origin
so-
story.
The
We
origin
were the
story.
best.
Well, the origin story of the team,
Of the
because
team,
each
yeah.
of you have some unique and valuable origin stories, which I would absolutely love to dive into later on. But here we are. So really quickly, we can popcorn this so that I don't have to call on you directly. But if you want to say what some of your other jobs have been, this can be
Ooh.
dealing with taking down a ring of evil scientists. This could be facing giant robots, whatever it may be. What are the other jobs you face over the summer?
You give me the option of fighting a giant robot. I take the option to fight a giant
Yeah,
robot.
that's is
I
We
think.
totally fought a giant robot between like the gravity control powers, the tech abilities, the fact that we can melt metal. We fought a giant
Yeah.
robot, that's for
For sure.
sure.
Like
Fought a
I have
giant
this
robot.
image of like Wraith kind of like phasing into the robot and like ripping a piece of tech out and just phasing out the other side with it and
Well,
like
I like the idea,
messing up its systems.
like
That's like a
the
gift
Kenga probably
for
like
sure.
grabs Wraith and like launches, just
Yes.
flies and throws them into it so that they can phase
Yes.
through, grab it, and
Yeah.
fix out
Yeah.
some like vital part.
Oh hell yeah.
And then like
Epic.
Alessia's probably on the other side to like catch Wraith and like guide it down.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely like a little like force field bubble. Like just catches it.
Yeah.
Definitely probably some like natural disaster work, you know what I mean? Yes, the gravity powers. Yes, I will take any opportunity to destroy a Gundam. That's so true.
So we'll be great friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Cool.
there's definitely some of that, and because of because you're technically in charge of the city, there isn't so many natural disasters that you have to face here. The global heroes take care of things like
Mhm.
tsunamis or hurricanes or forest fires. But for y'all, you do still face things like lightning storms. And even just
Mhm.
showing up for the cleanup of that and like being there to Wraith showing up with some hot chips, like, that is really
Yeah.
well received by the community. And being there in the middle of a lightning storm, to be just present and watching out for people. That's, like I said, people feel safe. What else?
Mhm. Probably took down like a small gang. Like I'm thinking like Teen Titans and like Young Avengers, and like they always had like a little small gang. I don't think it's anything serious, but it, you
Yeah.
know, we did it.
Petty
I think we
crimes.
probably had like a
It
team
took
up
a
with,
couple
we probably had a
weeks.
team up with the team from the other city, like our neighboring city.
Oh
So
yeah,
maybe
maybe who are
one of their
like
villains came
Yeah.
over and started
Yeah.
messing around with us.
maybe they're like
Mhm,
slightly
mhm.
higher tier than us, so it was like a big opportunity for us to work
Yeah.
with
Oh.
like the big leaguers.
There were some
Mhm.
interviews after that one, specifically like pairing you off as like to get interviews and photos of you with the other team. Again, this was good for your careers, but also good for them because they're accepting of newcomers. You know, they're raising all ships as we all work together to save the world. That kind of like team mentality works beyond just
Mhm.
your team. It's one of the things that the academy tries to foster in their classes from the get-go, and then as they start assigning teams, and then as heroes, I was going to say level up, but promotion is probably the better term. It could be both. Level up and get promoted throughout the system, to greater responsibilities. So this is again something that the academy just tries to exude, is this air of teamwork, this we're all in this together. Spur says a lot of I think some of what they were told in school, and it's not just, you're not just repeating and parroting by any means, but they do try to espouse this teamwork and this positivity of we want people to feel safe, and we want people to work together and come together. We want unity. We want our heroes to show the power of teamwork and friendship, etc. It can get very cheesy. Some of like the preschool merch for y'all and for others is like friendship, and it has all of you like
Our
little chibi
friendship.
faces, you know, like
Oh.
and that's, you know, that's where we what we see is now at the end of August, you've accomplished these jobs. You graduated months prior, and for years before that attended the academy, learning how to be heroes, learning how to manage your powers, and learning how to be a team. You see this kid walking away with his mom's. He's holding his new lunchbox that they just purchased for him, and he is so excited. And his mom's listen patiently as he recounts in detail the time that you took down the giant robot, because he knows every moment of that. And remember when Wraith went flying through the robot because it got through her? It was incredible. And Spur just made everyone so safe and valued, and the way they say their speeches are so inspiring, moms. And inertia with the force fields like blocking all the metal from falling on people's heads. And you know, like both moms are listening. This, of course, he goes off on this all the time, but he's very, very happy with this new lunchbox that he will now be taking to school. They walk down the street. We see many streets, we see many pedestrians, many people walking and unaware of the dangers that could be lurking next to them, but not too worried because they have this team, Sonar, watching out for them. They're not alone. This city is well protected. Somewhere in one of these buildings, we see a collection of screens. On it are pulled up each of your social media accounts. The latest videos of Wraith are playing on mute in the background. That music, as much as we love it and as hilarious as it is, by the time you've watched it for the 10th time, it could get a little repetitive. And this video is absolutely on repeat. In addition to your social media profiles, though, there are news sites pulled up speaking about your feats, YouTube videos of some of the jobs that you've pulled off thus far. But on some of the additional screens across this desk, lighting up this darkened room, are footage from inside the bank on your first job. Footage from the perspective of the giant robot. Audio from the mission that you accomplished with the neighboring superhero team. A figure reaches a hand over to the mouse and pulls up another tab. This one featuring just a map of the city with several spots lit in red. And that is where we will end today's prologue episode to our Legend Superhero Twoshot.
Ooh.
I'm so glad
yeah?
we've gotten to introduce you to Team Sonar today, and to each of these heroes individually. I definitely excited about doing these montage scenes because of what they've been saying in our group chat over the past few weeks, but I did not realize how in love with them.
I love their characters so much.
I
Oh,
love
God.
them.
The social
Seriously.
media aspect is so goddamn
I really
funny.
like it. It's actually so good.
Yeah, I
One
love
of
it.
Matilda
Y'all have
Jones.
some
I'm just
great
gonna say
presence.
that. I was put on the spot like, oh no way, I didn't think of this through. What do you mean Matilda Jones? Oh well.
No, I'm mad. I'm gonna bring it up because we're talking about it in chat. Why didn't any of us make a joke about a king's feet? Our king is running around. Our king is running around with his feet out here for free.
I mean, you don't know. Maybe starts an OnlyFans account at some point. For like more.
With the macro images, if you know what we mean.
God. Is it an ember or is it a Kenga's feet? That's the new meme.
We'll speculate as to whether Zagreus in Hades is actually based on a Kenga because of his fiery feet.
Yeah.
It's like, it was almost a lawsuit. Like, it was almost a lawsuit.
But I played the game and I was like, you know, it's actually kind of fun. I don't wanna ruin it.
You live streamed it. You're like, okay, we're gonna sit here play Hades.
Should have been game of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really should have.
Yeah.
That transition between Hades and Animal Crossing music, that was the funniest thing. Anyway.
Y'all, this has been a great adventure, and we're only just beginning. We have another session coming up, and we will be posting about that on Twitter. It will be here at Friends Who Roll Dice. We will be continuing to raise money for charity, but I would like to go around really quickly, and everyone can outro themselves, talk about who they are, where you can find them online, which character they've played today, and anything else they'd like to promote while we're here. And I'll wrap it up. So, Drac, I started with you so many times. I'm going to go in a wild order and start with Issa.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's a surprise. Ooh, me. Hey, I'm Izza, and today I played Wraith / Layla, the sneaky, snoopy, psionics powered superhero. I'm having so much fun with my character and all these other characters in this game. It's so much fun. But yeah, you can find me at Evil Clever Dog on Twitter and Instagram, and also on YouTube, where I post cosplay and crafting related videos. I just posted a Miss Marvel related video if you want some more superhero related stuff.
Yeah.
I teach you how to make cool latex superhero masks that stick to your face like magic. And you can also find me on a couple of other streams on Saturdays. So tomorrow, well, later today for me in the UK, you can find me also with Drac playing on playing on a Burn Bright campaign, the Trio Bright over on Chromatic Chimera. That is at 11 p.m. GMT, 6 p.m. EST. And then again on Mondays on Chromatic Chimera, I'm also in No Initiative's Quest campaign, Quest the Soaring City, which is at 11:30 p.m. GMT, 6:30 p.m. EST. So yeah, if you're interested in watching me in some other TTRPG streams, check those out as well.
Are you still playing Pokemon?
Oh yeah, sorry, I am still playing Pokemon. Thank you for reminding me. I have so many things. I also play Pokemon on my friend Finn's Twitch channel on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. GMT. We're playing Pokemon Soul Silver at the moment. It's like a ROM hack that makes the game way more difficult and puts a bunch of interesting things in it. And another thing I totally forgot to promo, on December 19th is the next episode of Critical Read Al-Qadim on the Asians Represent Twitch stream, which I am a member of that podcast. So you can come watch us critically analyze and rip to shreds super racist old D&D book.
Nice.
You love to see it.
We love to see it. That's all my things.
If you think of something else, feel free to drop it in chat or shout it out.
Sure that's it.
Me? Is that what did I hear my name?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Liv. You can find me on social media at Live in a Day. It's a pun. It's me in a day, but I'm also living a day. So live in a day. I do way more things now, which is exciting. But on Mondays, you can find me at Total Party Chill's indie TTRPG show, Under the Table, where we try out a couple of different non-conventional, a lot of the times powered by the apocalypse. We try out a bunch of different games and we essentially tell one story. We just started our new season and it is sci-fi. It's solar punk themed, so definitely check it out. And then on Tuesday, I will be on the next prologue for Rule of Lore's new water heist Sorry, somebody made the joke of like Dragon Deep, Water
Yeah, it
Deep,
was-
and I can't.
Yes.
I can't.
It was
Water
so
Deep,
funny.
Water Deep Dragon Heist. It's living in my brain. But I'm gonna play D&D on Rules of Lore. And this Tuesday will be my premiere, and you can find out more about my character there. But otherwise, follow me on social media to see what else I'm doing, because there's stuff down the line. But yeah, I'm
Woo.
so excited.
Oh wait, I just
Oh, yeah,
realized
and I
I
played
know
a-
about one of the stuff that's down the line. I just remembered. Like, oh yeah, cool.
Yes. I'm so juiced for that. Anyway, but yes, I played Alessia Fuertes, your Latina gravity force field hero, Inertia, who I guess is a social media darling. I wasn't expecting
Yeah.
that.
I think that
but-
just a
It came out
natural,
of you,
like,
and I was like,
it
hell
just
yeah.
came out naturally. I
I
was like,
think
okay,
its
yeah.
entire
That was
party is
so
social media
sweet.
darlings, except
Yeah,
Ray.
but different ways, like different tropes, you know?
Yeah.
It's nice. You each fill in a social media niche.
It's somebody mentioned the boys in the group chat, and
Yeah. It's
it
giving me the
does
boys
low-key
vibe.
have that voice. The boys,
One Punch Man, someone mentioned as well. Yeah.
Mhm.
we're
Yeah.
getting all there. So
Jess.
It's me. Yes. Okay. So first off, I just really want to say thank you because I never got to play with any of you, and some of you, like Renee, I've known for a while, and we've been mutuals, and I'm just like, thank you, Drac, for recruiting us all. This has been a really very empowering, very nice, very very wholesome and fun one to play. I think I am done for this year being in the public face besides this game, but if you want to follow me on Twitter, post about being conscientious of social things and some things about tabletop, sometimes fitness. It's twitter.com/burstofhope, where the O in of is actually a 0 because I fight this yearly war with a bot for 10 years.
God.
Wow.
But
know the
beyond
feeling.
that, yeah, we're kind of taking a break, but you can find me and a bunch of friends at twitch.tv/Utopia, for BIMPOC by BIMPOC channel, and we're gonna be hyping up, ramping up a lot of business. Got a lot on the schedule for next year.
Oh, I guess that's me next.
It is you. You next. Yes.
Hi, I'm Drac. I'm Drac
and you do
Quadriconics.
nothing. You
I
do
do
absolutely
nothing.
nothing on
I-
the internet.
Absolutely nothing. I do a lot, but I'm not gonna shout any of it out because it's too much. But I mean, I guess it is a really shout out the Burn Bright campaign. Yeah, I'm gonna be in that tomorrow. Today for me, like we said, but
Yeah.
tomorrow for you, you guys, at 6 p.m. Eastern. I think is it?
Yeah,
Yes.
6 p.m. EST, 11 p.m. GMT.
Yeah. Yeah, I do a whole lot of stuff. Just follow me on Twitter at Draconics. That's DRAKONIQUES.
Like
I
a
feel
pro
the same way.
influencer, you have a pinned tweet with your schedule.
Yeah, I do. I only do it because of B. B had one. I was like, oh, that's really professional. I might do the
Yes.
same thing.
Good about
Learn
So
that.
if you want to find out where else you can find Drac, check out his pin schedule so you can see what else is coming down the line.
Nice.
Oh,
Anything
over to
else,
Renee.
Drac?
I don't have a lot of things. I don't want to plug everything.
Well, it's just that inertia, seeing you out there is a really nice closing kind of thing, but I didn't want to that,
Yeah, we
I didn't
went
wanna
full
step over
inertia.
anything. It was very cute. It was very much those vibes. And I've been Renee Rhodes, she, her, and I've been the storyteller of this game. We've all, like I said, learned legends for this playtest, and it's been a lot of fun. We're going to get into some more combat next episode, which is going to be great. But we've already gotten to talk a little bit about the power sets we built with our characters using the system, as well as rolling some skill contests, some skill contests, and it's been a ton of fun. So thank you all for joining me in this game. It has been an absolute honor to run for y'all. I love the vibes that this group is getting. So I'm
I
around
love what-
streaming and podcasting. I'm on Twitter at RayDNR. I have an R because I also fought a war with someone who is, created an account 14 years ago and has never used it. Anyway, it's fine. But I am doing a variety of things. You can find a lot there. I'm a writer, a streamer, and a podcaster. So I have a podcast with my mom called Mother Daughter Road Trip because our last name is Rhodes, where we talk about lyrics from musicals, and that comes out every week. I'm a little bit behind though because I have been very sick. I also have stream tomorrow on Level Up _ TTV, playing Scion with some little godlings who don't know how deep they're into. And I'm also working on podcasts for things like Off the Table, with a podcast called Missing Annie Lee. And then I also have a audio drama in the works called Call Me Any Other Name, which is a modern Shakespeare adaptation of multiple plays, multiple characters through the form of phone calls. So thank you so much for being here.
That's my jam. I'm
Sounds really
sorry.
cool.
What?
That sounds awesome.
Come. I'm gonna need people to like audition and be a part of it, and I'm so excited. It's super queer and super fun, and I love it a lot. So anyway,
Say less. Absolutely say less.
so anyway, that's on Twitter as well. Call me AonCast. Call me any other name. So, okay, I think that's it for me. I'm starting to ramp up again. This has been like an off year for me creatively, and I'm sure many other people as well. But like, life was very unpredictable. And being here and running a game for the first time in over a year was just amazing. It was amazing. Y'all were an amazing group to play with. So thank you so much for making this a good experience for my first time back.
Nah, you're joking because that was incredible. You did so well. You have not been off for a year. You're joking. That was so much
Yeah,
fun.
seriously.
Okay.
Yay!
So thank you so much for, I mean, all of you, thank you so much for agreeing to play with us today and agreeing to make a two-shot because I'm greedy and wanted more.
Yeah.
It was smart.
So, Drac, you say superheroes and I just jump. I'm there.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
Izza and Liv were like the ones I knew for sure were going to be into it. I knew Jess was going to be into it because Jess was like a My Hero Academia, and even Jess was into My Hero Academia. And then I made a tweet randomly. I was like about, hey, what if I did like a game, a superhero game? And then Renee answers like, okay, yeah, we're gonna go with Renee then.
Hell yeah.
I don't talk about
Dream
my
team.
love for superheroes quite as much on main as Drac does, but like it's there, y'all. I am so passionate, and like this group was such. I've been wanting to run a superhero game for so long, and to run it with this group of people and this team is just like so good. I'm gonna cry. I can't cry.
I just want to just quickly thank as well the people behind Legends, the game we're playing, Match Play Games. I think that had the Legends cast in chat. I don't know if they're the people who made Legends or the people who play the game on their podcast, because they have an official podcast as well. But thank you for letting us play the game. We might keep playing it, maybe even further than a two-shot if I can convince everyone. Everyone seems down with it, so I mean, you'll figure it out. But yeah, thank you so much. Again, we're doing this as part of a month-long charity event to raise money for the Philippines. So if you can give anything, literally anything, $1, $2, anything and everything helps, so please do. If you can't, just find someone who can, let them donate. And like anything can really help. But yeah, we're gonna end now, a bit over the end time. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for doing